All right, let's just dive right into this, shall we? Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are taking a long, hard look at the rapidly shifting landscape of work, technology, and business. Today, we're unpacking a massive transition. We're moving completely away from skill paranoia, that paralyzing fear of losing our jobs to machines, and stepping directly into the blueprint for building a one-person, million-dollar business. We're getting an unfiltered look at exactly how top operators are leveraging artificial intelligence right now. So get comfortable, because what we're going to cover today is going to completely change how you view your career trajectory.
Okay, I want to hit you right up front with a pretty harsh reality. 6%. Every single year, around 1.5 million engineering graduates enter the market. Now, historically, the placement rate was hovering right around 10%, but today, that number has plummeted to just 6%. The job market for young and mid-level professionals in traditional technical fields is contracting, and it is contracting incredibly fast. It's definitely a sobering statistic, but honestly, understanding it is the absolute first step to navigating what comes next.
So, why is this happening? Well, we're seeing a massive macro shift. For years, the traditional IT business model relied heavily on outsourcing, basically hiring massive teams of human developers overseas to write huge amounts of code at a cheaper price. But that entire model, it's dying out. Think about it. Why outsource to a human team when an AI agent can write the exact same code at the quality of a mid-level engineer nearly 100 times faster? The fundamental rules of software engineering and outsourcing are quite literally being rewritten as we speak.
Here's how we're going to break it all down in this playbook. First, the future of AI jobs, followed by becoming an AI generalist. Then the 5 steps to AI mastery, building an AI agency. And finally, automating your business workflow. Let's get right to it.
The future of AI jobs.
We really need to wrap our heads around just how drastic this shift in technical work is going to be in the very near future. The sheer scale of this projection is just staggering. Industry leaders project we could see a reality where 90% of code is written by AI by the end of the year. 90%, leaving only 10% to humans. Tools like Cursor and Windsurf are already performing at the level of experienced mid-level engineers. This means the vast majority of rote, repetitive coding tasks are simply being handed over to machines.
And that brings us to this absolutely wild realization. The future programming language is English. You don't necessarily need to spend years learning complex syntax, Python, or Java to build incredible software anymore. The future actually belongs to those who can clearly and effectively communicate with complex systems using natural language. It's all about prompt engineering, right? Knowing exactly how to ask the right questions and give the right instructions to get the AI to write the code for you. So if coding syntax isn't your ultimate safety net anymore, it begs the question, what is the skill that will actually help you win today? I want to pivot our narrative right here. Let's move completely away from the fear of job loss and focus on the empowering solution that you can adopt starting right now.
Section 2. Becoming an AI Generalist. Here is the core thesis of our explainer today. The era of the hyper-specialist, it's ending. Let's clearly define this new role. An AI generalist is a professional who can solve any problem across various domains by leveraging artificial intelligence. You see, for decades, the standard advice was to pick a niche, go incredibly deep, and become a specialist. But because AI can now handle all that specialized execution, whether that's writing the code, designing the graphics, or crunching the data, the true value lies in being the orchestrator. You need to be the person who understands the broader business problems and knows exactly which AI tools to deploy to solve them.
We are literally watching the corporate structure flip on its head right now. In the past, a successful team was made up of about 80% specialists and 20% generalists, like managers or chiefs of staff. But the future structure completely flips that. Organizations are going to be made up of 80% AI generalists who manage fleets of AI tools, and only 20% highly elite specialists for deep, complex research. The AI generalist is rapidly becoming the single most valuable asset in the modern economy.
Section 3. 5 steps to AI mastery. Okay, let's transition to the actionable roadmap now, breaking down the exact path from absolute beginner to high-level expert. Let's walk through these 5 levels of mastery. Level 1 is simple. Explore. Just start playing around with tools like ChatGPT or Claude to see what's actually possible and understand their basic capabilities. Level 2 gets a bit more technical. You need to understand how large language models work and really master the art of prompting.
Level 3 is where you move beyond text and master audio and visual AI, generating images and videos using diffusion models, which, by the way, are just AI systems that turn your text prompts into high-quality pictures. Level 4 is a game changer, using your knowledge to build actual software products and apps without writing a single line of code yourself. And finally, Level 5 is the pinnacle, deploying autonomous AI agents that can execute complex, multi-step workflows entirely on their own.
Section 4. Building an AI agency.
Now that we've got the roadmap, let's actually execute. Let's look at a real-world case study focusing on a drop servicing business model. The crucial point here is the massive arbitrage opportunity. Just look at this sharp contrast. The old way of delivering a digital service, like, say, building a professional e-commerce website, required a traditional coder, literally weeks of work, high costs, and sometimes an entire team. But the new way uses Claude AI. It delivers a fully functional, highly professional site in about 15 minutes, costs a flat subscription fee, and requires only a single operator. The traditional model simply cannot compete with the speed and cost of an AI operator. There's just no way.
So let's break down the exact mechanics of how this business model actually operates. First off, you can actually use an AI to create a highly optimized Fiverr seller account and write your gig listings. When a client order comes in, the human operator simply feeds the client's prompt into Claude AI, which then codes and structures the entire website. For the visual assets, a tool called Hicksfield AI is used to generate stunning professional images. The AI Generalist simply orchestrates these tools, snaps the pieces together like a puzzle, and makes the final delivery to the client in under 30 minutes. It is an incredibly streamlined process.
I really need to emphasize this one single number: $50. That is the monthly subscription cost for an advanced AI like Claude. For $50 a month, you are effectively gaining the exact capabilities of a human developer that would normally cost you thousands of dollars every single month. It completely destroys the traditional barrier to entry for starting a digital agency.
Section 5. Automating your business workflow. So you've built the product, right? But how do you actually scale the business operations? This is exactly where AI agents step in to handle sales and marketing without needing to hire an army of human employees. Let's look at an internal AI voice agent named Jerry. Now in sales, speed is absolutely everything. With the traditional human sales team, the lead response time was hovering around 45 minutes to 2 hours. But by deploying Jerry, an AI agent that sounds exactly like a real human, that response time dropped to exactly 10 minutes. The AI instantly calls the lead, qualifies them, gathers their information, and updates your CRM, your customer relationship management system, automatically. This dramatically improves efficiency and conversion rates before a human even has to step into the picture.
Now let's see how this all connects to create a fully automated content machine tech stack. Here's exactly how an AI generalist links it all together. First, Feedly constantly scrapes the internet for trending, relevant news in your specific niche. Then, a tool called Make.com acts as the operational glue, catching that news and sending it over to the ChatGPT API, which is essentially the bridge that allows these different software tools to talk directly to each other. The AI then rates the potential virality of the idea and actually writes a script based on your past successful content. Finally, that script is sent to 11 Labs and Relevance AI to clone your voice and generate the final video. Guys, it is a fully autonomous media agency just running quietly in the background.
And honestly, the most mind-blowing part of this incredibly complex, fully automated content machine, managing the whole shebang requires only 10 minutes, just 10 minutes of human input per day. The operator simply reviews the AI-generated hooks and approves the final output. That right there is the true power of leverage.
It all builds up to this one inevitable conclusion. The future of teams is 20% humans, 80% AI agents. The most successful businesses of tomorrow, they aren't going to be the ones with the largest headcount. They are absolutely going to be the ones led by AI generalists who know how to effectively orchestrate, manage, and scale these massive digital workforces.
The tech is here. The workflows are dialed in. Your AI agents don't sleep, they don't take lunch breaks, and they are ready to work for you 24/7. So the only question we have left is, are you ready to give them the command? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep experimenting out there, and I'll see you next time.